How did you have such a meeting?
Because nobody believed me.
Who didn't believe you?
My mom.
Who did you believe?
Well, every time I tell her something and she thought I lied and I get a licking.
Didn't she like you? Was she picking on you? Or?
I don't know.
Well, what else made your life hard? Was that the only thing that made it hard?
I can't think of anything more. I had to work hard, I know that.
You must have had a lot of education because you're so good at figuring and things like that.
I did it all on my own.
Well, how much education?
My father gave me a good brain. It was a very little one, but it was a good one.
Well, now, how much education did you have?
Nothing.
Well, you must have completed something.
From the start of your school
September.
until Halloween. That was the schooling.
Why did you quit, Grandma?
Because it snowed and I didn't have boots and I couldn't go and we didn't have a road.
Is
We
that
had to go
right?
across lots and we all had to go through the snow.
They didn't have school buses.
No way. There was no such a thing as a school bus.
How far did you have to walk?
About a mile and a half, 2 miles.
Did the rest of them, like Irvin or Raymond?
Irvin and Raymond went because they had boots. You know, the boys had top rubbers, but the girls didn't. I didn't have them.
Didn't they ever check out then to see how come you weren't going anywhere?
No, there was nothing said then. Them years, they didn't care if you went to school or not.
Did Grandma or Grandpa teach you at home or anything?
No.
Well, I know that in school.
When I asked my mother to help me with something, she said, do it yourself.
I know that in school when I
I
was.
wanted her to show me how to crochet. She said, you want it done? Do it yourself. So I did. I wanted to learn to knit, and every time I'd take her knitting, when she wasn't there, then she had to open it up again what I made. She said, you were at my knitting again. I said, I know it. I never denied it, because I wanted to learn to knit. She didn't show me.
Well, I know when I was going to school, and then I would bring home math and things. Now she had no schooling. She helped me with my math sometimes. Yeah, but by that time she had learned from us, and she can figure faster in her head. Like this new math, they talk about the new math.
When we were selling ducks, like for Thanksgiving, I would figure them out by ear. By the time they had it figured out, the price with a pencil.
And she figures it out kind of, it was like they talked about new math a couple years ago you heard that so much about new math. That's how she kind of
And I was
figures it.
bound determined I was going to learn to read and write, and I wouldn't give up.
What was your favorite reading matter when we were young?
Most anything, whatever I got a hold of.
Oh, come on, tell them. Tell them what you read. True story.
Well, no, then I didn't read true stories. Not that. After I was married, I read them.
That's what I mean. When we were young, I said.
Yeah, and I had a lot of true stories. True stories and embroidering and crocheting and all that stuff I did.
Tell them about when you burnt that Christmas tree in the house and you had the chimney fire.
No, I didn't burn the Christmas tree.
What did you do
No,
then?
it was so cold in the house, and I filled the damn heater up right to the top, and then all of a sudden, fire department came out. And I said, and then after a while they come in the house, I said, what do you guys want here? Well, you had a fire, chimney fire. I said, oh, no, I didn't. I said, I just fired up with it. Then they cooled my house off, then I had to fire up again.
Didn't you holler at them for cooling your house off?
Yeah, I said, now I got my house cold. Now I got to fire up again to get it warm.
Sure.
Tell us about how you went to New London to get flour. How you
Oh, that was Grandpa.
well, tell us about that.
He would walk to New London to get a bag of flour. That was before
Grandpa
my
Malueg?
that was before my time.
Oh, okay.
Tell them how much
When
fun
I got there, then they had a car.
Tell them how much fun you used to have with your brother-in-laws, especially Earl.
Sam.
Oh,
Earl.
don't even mention him.
Well, tell them they like to.
He used to get me so doggone mad I could have killed him. And Fernand, he was another one. He said, you know, damn lady, Malueg, dumb Malueg, something like that. Or Orange. And I went down to milk one morning and I sat on the steps. I just didn't feel good that morning. And he started chewing me out, and then I let him have it. And then he was calling me old dumb Orange again and stuff, and I said, you're such a goddamn lazy Malueg. I said, you hate the hell to move. kept on and kept on. I went down and I milked my 2 cows and I went in the house and I was going to pack my clothes and I was going to leave. When Ed come in, he says, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going home, where I belong." I said, "I don't belong here anymore." And he said, "You just stay here. I'll take care of that." So he went down and he told his dad. He says to his dad, says, "You tell her to stay right where she is." He says, "I'll take care of that. I'll take care of him." After that, we got along real good. He never said nothing anymore.
You don't know what Grandpa did?
I don't know what he did. But he must have straightened him out because he didn't call me a dumb arm anyway.
There was something, Mary, you were going to ask her. Oh, how did you meet Grandpa? Tell him how you met Grandpa.
Well, somebody from Philada told me that he was going to send somebody over to my place to buy moonshine, and I shouldn't turn him down. So he come and he asked me if he could get a bottle of moonshine. I said, "I guess so." I said, I asked him if this guy had sent him there. "Yeah." I said, "Okay." And he come one more time, and we dated. And this was must have been around August, September, something like that. And November we was married.
Wow. And
That was a fast one. That was my ma and my mother-in-law's fault. Boy, oh boy, I tell you, they thought sure we was gonna have a baby right away.
then I didn't come to that.
No. And then when I was married,
They were almost married 2 years.
then this Mrs. Little Junction Alders, she was says to everybody that I was so big already when I got married that I had to get married.
Tell them about the days.
So I was married a year and what was it, a year and
Well, it was from November to June.
5 months, I guess, before I babied. They said, I don't know if it was an elephant or a horse or what, but
Tell them what kind of day it was. Now, what day was it?
the
November
day
what?
was good.
November what was it?
November 29th. The day was good, but then it snowed in the evening,
What year?
What year, Grandma?
1923. And then Bill Liebman had his car there, but he had chains on his car. And they couldn't get up that big hill because it snowed. Nobody had front tires. And then he had to take his car home, bring the team, pull all the cars over the hill.
Remember when we were little, how we had that Model T, Model T, was
Yeah.
it? Or Model 8? No.
Model T. That was the Model.
Model 8.
That was the Model T.
Model T. Okay, well then, if we couldn't make her,
We
what we...
couldn't make it up the hill always. So he says to me, when it's stopped and it's almost stopped, he says, "Jump out and block it." I always had a black wood in that car. Well, I don't know whether Lloyd
Elaine.
or Elaine.
Elaine was
Lloyd. Elaine was this baby.
Yeah, one of the
Later.
babies.
This was Lloyd. And then I got out and I fell with him.
That's the baby in her arm, and she's going to block that car.
And then I says to him, I says, "To hell with your damn car." I said, "Let her go where she wants to know. I'm out. I don't care."
I was there was that.
Oh, I was so doggone mad. Then shortly after that, he traded that off and he got himself a Malueg. Well, then we could make the hill.
Oh, I can remember that name, but we would be, I started Peterman's
I
boy.
got out and blocked that damn car so often it wasn't even.
He would just keep barreling her,
if
to
it
make
would
that hill.
get air again, then it would take off again. We could get over. And one time we were down at the Bowery up there, where by Emil Krieger, and he got mad at me. And he started driving. I was in the back seat. I wouldn't get sit by me and him because I was so mad at him too.
Why were you mad, Grandma?
How did he drive? And I
They got
said,
into an
"You
argument,
can go
she said."
faster
Oh.
yet if you want." I says, "I don't care how fast you drive." I says, "Because as long as you don't lose the back seat, I'm not going to fall out." Then he slowed down.
What did your dad do for a living?
Huh?
What did your dad do for a living? Herman Arndt.
Well, he was a millwright. He worked for John
Good one.
Knoll.
Good millwright.
Yeah, he worked for John Knoll. He filed saws for him and drank his money up.
What is it?
Come home and wanted us to give him money again so he could go and drink some more.
Did you say he made fiddles?
Hmm?
He made fiddles, didn't you say? Or made
Well, he did make one violin, yeah, and then he busted it, and he glued it all together again, then he busted it once more, and then he glued it together again. He says, the more you break it, he says, the better sound. And he got it together, and he played it, and it played good.
tell him about the time. Oh, he
But
talked.
he always played Pop Goes the Weasel.
He was a millwright, and he would get into it. He'd get drunk, was it? And then he'd be gone, or he got into it with John Knobel. That's who he worked for.
Yeah,
Knobel was Carrie's dad, I think.
Yeah,
Carrie
that was up
dad.
north. He would get in trouble with John, and then he'd quit, and he goes to Andy, go and drink. He'd get in jail, and then John Knobel.
John would fire him. That's what it was. John would fire him.
He'd quit him
Oh,
too.
he quit.
Sometimes, and then after a while, then John would go and get him again.
Because he was
And sometimes he fired him too. He says, "I can't keep you here. You go and drink it up, whatever money he had." John would go get him again.
Because he was a good millwright.
What is a millwright?
Well, he was handyman, whatever he needed, whatever they needed him for.
Well, wasn't it how to run this? Because that's how he, one time, when he had been drinking, and they were taking him back someplace. We were at Toronto at Irma's, and he was sitting in the back seat with me, and he was telling me about pulling all these levers, you know. And Mom could see I was just.
That's by sawing.
Well, yeah, he did this in the saw, you know, in the mill. So he must have kind of run saws and things like that. And Mom said, "For God's sake, you can see she's a girl. She doesn't want to learn how to." Because I did, and I was, you know, and I didn't want to.
She was getting so bored with him already. So
Well, I
had to step in.
didn't know what to say because I didn't want to get him mad at me.
How did he and Grandma Arn meet?
I don't know.
Never told you that, huh?
Mrs. Oakjohan said that my mom took him away from her, and that's all I know.
What you call? I always remember that.
She claimed that he didn't drink when she met him. That my mom taught him to drink, and my mom never drank either. So I don't know why she should teach him.
I'll never forget one time when I went to first grade. I went over to Seneca. I stayed with Grandma Arn, and he came and he came home drunk, and he was home. We were all sleeping, and all of a sudden, on the clear blue sky, it was just like a storm, you know. And then it just, everything was you. And we were kids. Well, I was young. I was 6 years old, and I didn't know what was going on. Then I was there, he would go, you know, what was it, black cat?
7 stacks
The
of
black cat.
Yeah, 7 stacks of black
and he,
cats.
you know, he really felt he was real powerful when he said. Then Raymond and Irvin, they would, you know, usually put him in their place.
What was he built like? Like Irvin or Raymond or
Irvin probably, huh? He was a pretty good sized man.
pretty bigger than Raymond?
Kind of skinny, wasn't he?
No.
Well, no,
Can't
he
remember
wasn't
the
any big, but Raymond wasn't a fighter. See,
He wasn't real fast. I think like Irvin.
Irvin wouldn't take that stuff.
But no, he wasn't. It wasn't. But he was built.
Wasn't
He
so
said.
much there. But after that, then I guess he came home one time, and he was going to raise hell to it, man, and he was going to jump up, you know, and slap her or something. And then Irvin grabbed him by the collar, and he says, "You sit right down on that chair where he was." And he didn't want it. And he says, "I tell you, you sit there, and don't you move off in there." Well, then he did. But after then he didn't.
That was the last time they said he ever did
He
this.
knew that the boys would, you know, wasn't afraid of him anymore.
How often did he come back and forth like this?
Well, he'd come home maybe every 6 weeks or so, and then.
Get Grandma pregnant.
She's not that old.
You knew that, huh?
One time he came home and he beat her up something awful. And then after a while, then when he was all done beating her up and kind of sobered out a little bit, then he went to apologize to her, and she says, "You could go to hell now." So the boys had to even go and get Charlie Herman.
Who was Charlie Herman?
That was his little Art's brother, older brother.
Oh, the one we met over there.
Yeah.
Peter Rose's town.
Where were you born at?
In Caroline.
You know, which house or on which area?
You know where
Mark Peterson lived?
yeah,
Rush?
yeah, there was a 2-story house there, an old 2-story house, and we lived upstairs. That's what they tell me. I don't know.
Where was your childhood then?
Roosevelt mostly.
Tell these guys where Roseville is.
Roosevelt and
Tell him where it is, she said.
towards Tillida. That's where I grew up.
That's where you confirmed in Tillida Church.
Yeah.
On a farm there, or did you
Not in
farm?
the church, in the house.
Did you farm or just live on a farm? Or
No, we did little farming. We had a couple cows.
did you own the farm? Your dad owned the farm, or
Huh?
did you own the farm, or just lease it or rent it?
Yeah, no, we owned that at the time. Yeah.
When did she move to the house back down behind Grunwald there? When did Grandma move to the house back down behind Grunwald?
With Elmer Son.
Oh, in there. Oh, that was later years. She was living downtown with Irma, and
Marion.
And Marion, and then Albert come along. He needed a housekeeper, he said, so then she moved in with him. Well, not
First
right
she
away.
moved to your house.
She was by my house at the time, and she got mad at me.
Your house is where Elaine lives now?
Yeah, she got mad at me, and she packed, 2 hours time, she had everything packed up. And then she had Tilly Weber's husband to move her out. And he moved her out. I didn't help her. I wouldn't touch a thing. I said, I didn't hurt you, and I'm not going to touch nothing. Then a couple of weeks later, then she come back again. She could talk to me again. She was okay.
Well, she always did have them needs, didn't she?
She always gets mad at Mo, and she never liked Ed. Never. She always talked, about him and stuff. But I said, when he wanted to go someplace, he'd always go and get Ma first. And I said, can't we ever go any place by ourselves? Well, he says she don't get away, and he feels sorry for her. And I said, well, okay. I said, you'll get your things together. Next time, she run him down again.
Well, they got along buddies for my wedding.
Oh, yeah, then it was.
You went
She
explain
stayed
it.
home, and he got so damn drunk, and then he was going to clean the house, and I said, you go and lay down in the bed. I said, you break one dish off on that table here. I said, you're going to pay for every damn one you break, because I had borrowed them, from the church.
Neither one came to my wedding.
No, and then, what was it, the next day she came out, was it? And she was going to tell me something about that, and I said, oh,
Bill Nelson was getting stones.
yeah, Bill had asked him if he could get stones out of our pasture. Well, that was all full of, little stones.
For our foundation, for our
And
foundation.
he says, yeah, but he says, don't make a road across the hay. He says, drive different places. He says, they won't hurt it then. So they did. And she said, oh, now you're letting them get stones. I didn't let them. I said, that was Esmalink's doing. I said, that's nothing to do with me. I said, I'm glad he's going to get them out of there, then I don't have to pick them up. So that was that.
And then it was really funny when Dorothy and Elmer got married. They got married in December. We were married in June. And Grandma had gone along with us. She rode with us. And then when it was time, this was
Who's us?
with Mom and Lloyd and I. And maybe you weren't born yet.
Elmer and Dorothy
Yeah.
just was sleeping that night.
Well, I know, but when we were getting our boots on, and then here she was putting her boots on, and guess who's helping Grandma with her boots? Lloyd. And she loved them,
Yeah, and she always knew something
And
about
yet-
him too. She never liked
Yeah,
him either.
no. And yet, when it came time now, my kids could do almost anything. Elaine's kids, man, it was just...
Oh, she was always had it in for them.
She never
If
liked
they
me
would-
either.
And I said they never did her anything.
If they would get up and go into the kitchen, where they live, where Mom lives now, the minute that they would get up, off the chair, she was right behind them. Check them out, She always picked at me too, didn't she, Mom?
Yeah, after we got a little older.
Yeah.
But, like Mike, made you a doll, and man, I don't think any of the rest of the kids got a doll. You feel?
Made the two boys fall.
Yeah, and the girls just did it.
Grandma, can you tell us anything?
It was a little plastic doll, and then she
Yeah,
crocheted.
I know. I got it in my China on
either. She just did that out of her head. She sit there and she,
I got one like that. Yeah.
away she goes.
Grandma, tell us something about the Depression and the lard bread, too, that you always would make for the kids at breakfast.
When I made breakfast for the kids.
Ma, you know about the lard bread
Oh, I
and the
can
smoke
tell
and the
about
kids.
that
Well, that was when we were home. We were
Yeah,
home.
she
We
wants to
always had
tell us.
our bread.
Tell us about it.
Berry bread. We had canned a lot of berries always every year, and then we'd always have, and then rendered lard. That's what we had.
I can remember when we were, I think we were sleeping upstairs already at our house then. And then we'd come downstairs and she was frying out the side pork, and Grandpa always said you had to have that side pork, the pork real fat. For all you had to get that lard out of there and
We had
everything.
pieces of side pork this big square. When they were fried out, they were about like that.
And there was no fans in the kitchen,
She'd have a whole pan full of fat. She'd have to drain it off before she was through frying.
Yeah, but you that too, when you got that fried up, then you used to put onion in, thin onion
Sure,
in,
and then-
didn't you? And we had that on our bread
onion
too.
bread.
You'd let it,
Onion butter.
you let it get firm. But then sometimes we dipped our bread in there too and sprinkled sugar on it. Ate it like that. But then I can remember, and then she'd have
That
barley
had to be-
coffee.
That had to be hot.
Oh, yeah.
So it would kind of fry.
Then she'd have barley coffee cooking, coffee made with barley. And I come downstairs, and now everybody's got the breakfast. They got orange juice, and they got their whole, really nice breakfast. And that kitchen was just blue from frying out that dang side pork. And then I can smell that to this day. That Side pork and that barley coffee.
You want to explain barley
Grandma
coffee?
Malueg, though. That was Grandma Malueg.
No, this was at your house, at the kitchen in our
I
house.
never had a lot of meat that way.
Well, Grandpa gave us that meat. Well, barley coffee was this coffee ground up. Barley was ground up. He roasted it.
Grandpa Malueg didn't give us any meat there when we was home like that.
I can remember
After we
that.
were married, that's when we had that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, my grandpa's it was. That
No,
was
this
my,
was-
no, that was my grandpa's.
I came downstairs from. I was older already. I can remember that. Yeah, he didn't make.
Well, you were 6 years old before we moved away there. 7 already for near.
But I can just visualize myself coming down that. What's it called? 'Cause for that other kitchen, man, there was a huge kitchen. Our kitchen in Caroline was just small.
Tell them about that nice coffee she always make with barley and that in.
Me?
Yeah, that we always make. I always make.
Goulash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was just potatoes and cabbage and carrots and
Pearl barley.
pearl barley
Water.
and hamburger, onions, with tomato soup
Oh, yeah,
on there.
hot water.
Add water so that when you get this, it wasn't dry, and then I bake it.
Oh, I like that.
It was just a vegetable bake, but I
And
always
remember
call
when
it
she
goulash.
once made that potato soup? She fried that side pork net out too, and then she made it like a brown gravy and had like potato soup.
Cut the meat little bitty cubes.
Make cork pie.
Yeah, that's good too.
How did you make that cork pie?
God, if I had a knife, make it now. I
Made
don't
with
know.
cottage
Well,
cheese.
it's made with cottage cheese. That's all I know.
Raisins?
Cottage cheese and raisins and
Cream.
milk.
Whole milk.
Well, I guess condensed milk I used all it. Sugar, little salt,
Then you put it in a
allspice,
allspice and
Made-
nutmeg.
or nutmeg, yeah. It's made in. It was made like cottage or like custard pie when they use cottage cheese instead.
Did you make your own cottage cheese?
Eggs.
Not always when she made those pies, but she did make.
How do you
pies.
make cottage cheese?
With thick milk. Put it on the back of the stove till it gets hot, and stir it ever so often, and it will turn into cottage cheese.
And she drained it.
We made a lot of cottage cheese that way. We even made what they can call that cheese.
Limburger cheese.
No,
Stink cheese.
stink cheese. We called it. We'd put it in a bag and hang it on the clothesline for about a week, and let it age, and then take it in and then fry it.
But didn't she have something added to it too, like
Caraway, yeah. And then you fry it, and then you put it in a dish, and then about that thick. And then you slice it up, make slices.
pretty good.
Cheese slices out of it.
Tell us about your
We
stone jars
like that.
and the way you preserve meat and stuff in those.
A what?
How you
Stone
fry
jars.
down meat.
Salt pork and stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be put in maybe a 5-gallon jar, 2-gallon jar, something like that. You pour the lard over it all, and then when you get the meat out, then you just heat it through, pour off the fat, and you got the fat, and you got the meat too.
But did you make salt pork then too?
No, just
You never made salt pork that was
Meat was always cooked and then put in there?
fried.
No, just fried. You
It was fried.
fry it done,
Yeah.
and then put it in there, and then put your lard on so it's covered with lard always. And then after when you want to use it, you got to keep it cool though, like in the basement. And then you get some up, and whatever you got up, you put in the pan and warm it up just so it was, heated through good. And then the rest of it stayed, and then maybe a day or two you go get some more.
You were telling me once, Reed, I thought you made salt something or other because you had to get it out and let soak the salt out before you used it. What was
That's
that?
kind of weird.
Was that beef?
What?
The ham was that when you
Ham or
made ham?
beef or something where you had it salt. Salt meat of some sort you had. And big crocks and you'd have to soak
When
it
you
out.
butcher it, they always salt it down in a barrel, right under the porch, and then they
It was ham
put a
slam.
top over it. They put the hams in with the bone meat, and then in the spring, then the bone meat would be all, which that was salted sharp enough. Then they always had a gargoyle, so that the salt get some of that salt out, otherwise you couldn't eat it. And then after a while, then they take the hams and smoke them. Well, they smoked them. Well, the smoked sausage too. We made a lot of smoked sausage. then when it comes to grinding the meat, only your dad was there to grind. The rest of them was all out in the woods hunting, but they never brought nothing home. When the meat was ground, then they come home and mess the house up because they had their pants legs all muddy and dirty and stuff, and then they slouched through the house with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Tell them about how much meat you always made and everything.
so like 1 year they butchered 13 pigs, and there was one little bitty one.
In one day?
In one day they butchered them.
Oh.
13 pigs that we kept, and the 14th one was a little one, about like that. And that was mine and Esther's, and we sold that one. Grandpa, somebody come along and he said, "You want to sell that little pig?" He said, "Yeah." "How much you give me for it?" "Oh, I'll give you $2." So he took it. So Esther and I got each $1 out of that. And then I took my $1 and I bought myself a great big iron skillet. Them days you could buy them for $1.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't look at them for that. And then the rest of them, he cut them up. One day, next day, he cut all that meat up.
How did you store that meat in the basement?
On a stone boat. Scrub up the stone boat good, and then they have all that meat laying there. And just the way he cut it up, whatever went in the barrels, then he salted it down right away, and then what went for sausage, for side pork, that was laid aside. And then we would make liver sausage. We made smoked sausage and lung sausage first day. And then the next day, then we'd make our liver sausage and our blood sausage. And that was the second day. And the third day, then we'd fry out the lard, and then the fifth day, then we'd make potato sausage.
Liver sausage don't fit me liver and blood, too.
She said that.
Oh, you did? Tell them about lung sausage, because a lot of them don't know what lung sausage is.
Well, this was made out of lung and kidneys and the waste of meat, the bloody parts of meat, you soak it out so that you soak the blood out, and then you take that and grind it up or put it in with the lung sausage. And then they use the whole lung. And then what else was it?
Then we would always
salt and pepper.
we'd smoke it like smoked
And
sausage.
we'd smoke it like smoked sausage, and then after a while then they'd cook it, and you make pea soup out of them.
What kind of spices did you put in that?
Huh?
What kind of spices?
Salt and
Just
pepper.
salt and pepper.
Oh.
That's all.
But you couldn't smoke that fast. Tell them about what
And then
happened.
Grandpa smoked it the same as he smoked his smoked sausage, 9 days, slow. And
We took it up to Gresham.
we took it to Gresham one time, and we couldn't eat it. It was so bitter. They smoked it so fast, they just burned
It
it.
also blew up.
I don't know if it blew
Yeah, it
up, but
blew up.
I know it
We
wasn't
didn't
good.
charge us anything for smoking it then, but it was all wasted.
But our smoked sausage,
But tell them how
We would go to work.
sampled.
huh?
Who sampled that smoked sausage?
We would go to work and put it in the smokehouse, and then, when we stuffed it, that was Ed Malueg too. Ed Malueg and I and Grandma was the only ones that was working with that too. And then when it comes to sampling it, after about 3 days, Earl was the first one in the smokehouse, but he never was around when the work was there. And Fernand, Earl would get a big ring in, and Fernand would finish it. He'd sit by the cupboard until it was gone.
Tell him about that time that you got into with Earl about when you were, what was it, you were frying donuts or something?
No, that was with, no, I was frying pork. And Elmer come, and he was always picking at it. He was going to take some with his fingers. His fingers were dirty, and I took the pork and I jabbed him.
No, that wasn't what I mean. It was something where you told Earl.
Ma made donuts, wasn't it?
I don't know. But
Yeah, Ma made donuts at our house, and Fernand saw that, and he went home and he told his ma that we had donuts and we wouldn't even offer him any.
No, that wasn't it. When you told Earl you got into it, and then you said that I hope you land in jail.
Oh, that was when, that was when Grandpa and Grandma stayed. They went away and they didn't come home till the next day. And he was supposed to take care of the pigs, and Fernand was supposed to take care of his chores. And then Grandpa come and he says, went and looked at the pigs. He says, they wasn't fed today. I said, I don't know. I knew they weren't, but I didn't say nothing. I said, I don't know. And then he said, I know they weren't. They wouldn't be that hungry otherwise. So then when Earl came home, then he told him that. And he thought I had cattle, see? And then he says to me, he said, I hope you live and I never die. And I said, I hope that God you land in jail. So he went up to the Dells, and they picked him up there and took him to Shauna to jail. So the boys had to go and get the car from the Dells. And then the next day I was supposed to go along because Grandma was going to take him over because he couldn't go to Sunday camp all that while in church for 10 days. But I said, no, I didn't want to see him at all. Well, it says, come on along. And I stood outside and he looked out the window and I laughed. I said, and I turned in, I said, good for you. He knew what I meant, but then he was sober too. But he wasn't sober when I told him this because he had been drinking during the day already, and then he went to the mill.
Want to tell us about the team of horses that went through the water up the river up there?
Oh yeah, they were picking stones. And we broke up ground, and there was a lot of rock there. And it was just before a wedding. We were going to a wedding that day, and they had just a couple loads to get in yet, or off, and then they all went to the high bank, and then they let the stones kind of slide off in the wagon, and they got down a little too far, and now the horses couldn't hold the wagon, so they went right straight down into the river. Here they were floating in the winter, and the wagon was behind them, loaded with rock. Yeah. So then Walter dove in behind them, and he was going to unhitch them, but he couldn't do nothing. By that time, they were drowned.
Where was this? Over by Human Falls, over in that place there?
My grandpa's there.
Before you get to Hammond Falls.
This was in the winter?
No, it wasn't in winter.
And then they got them out of there. I don't know how they pulled them out. That I don't know no more. But they pulled them out and they skinned them and made robes out of them skins.
Oh man!
Now one robe they had a real fancy lining in, and the other was just a plain green lining. So, and Walter had one of them in the car, and he was I don't know where he was going, but anyway he was driving pretty fast, and then he ran into Elm Tree. Wrecked the car, and that rope was in there, and so then they went and got the car, pulled it out of there, and then Ed took the rope out, and he took it over to our place. This was that nice rope, with the nice lining, and I still got it to this day.
Do you? You have to show us that one.
Well, the other one they had in the barn, and it got wrecked in the barn, so this one would have went to heck to that, but I just kept it.
I don't remember that being in the window.
You want to tell us about the moonshining days? The moonshining days with the Malueg boys?
Oh, moonshining days. That wasn't so important.
It wasn't moonshining with the Malueg boys. Her dad did moonshine. They made brew, home brew.
Oh, home brew. Okay, tell us about the home brew then.
Well, we sold a little.
Putt was there.
And then, no, that was home brew beer.
Well, that's what I said. Yeah, that's...
That was beer they made. At that time, they almost drove me nuts. I didn't know what I was doing anymore. I'd walk in someplace, I want to get something. I didn't know where I went after.
See, that was illegal.
How did you make it though?
Huh?
How do you make it?
Beer?
Yeah.
Don't ask me, I never went to it.
But I remember I used to help tap it.
Wasn't this set up way in the attic?
No, they did it in the basement.
No, it was in the basement. They had to have a drain.
And then we would slide those bottles down there, I remember that, and push it down kind of, and then that beer would come in, and then we'd have to cap it. They had a capper, only one bottle at a time you could cap.
Hand capper.
Oh, and almost still got that capper.
I didn't fit that capper. Yeah, but you weren't that big, didn't you?
Mom, I did it. I know the boys I both did it.
Yeah, that's right. I was with Elaine then.
I suppose.
Sure. I was carrying Elaine.
Sure.
What?
We worked young at those days.
Crazy. Then they all took that along when they go deliver beer, and then Putt always said, he said, that's such nice girls. He said, you should see him when you drive along. That was up his alley. Girls was up his alley.
Dad liked girls.
So then he didn't come home that night. So he stopped over to Hoppy's just up the road. And then when they come home, then Grandma says, "Where's Dad?" He stopped over to by Ben Hoppy. She says, "Don't he know where he belongs home?" And she says, "You go and get him right now." So I don't know who went and got him. And boy, I tell you, he got it when she got hold of him.
You didn't mind him?
Oh,
She was a feisty little lady.
She raked them all down. She says, "You got a woman here," she says, "and you don't have to run around with everybody else." She says, "You know what, where you belong."
You want to tell us how she kept her boys in line?
But she didn't as much.
She
Well,
did a
how-
lot, but that didn't do any good.
Well, what did, because, you know, maybe you should start to tell them what the mountain boys were. I don't know if these kids know that. And,
Well, they were called mountain boys because they act like them.
Well, yeah, and they dressed, you know,
Yeah,
they
they
didn't
dressed like
keep
mountain
themselves
boys.
clean, and they were just rough and tough. Like Chippy, he would be just, you could
he
stand
could-
him up someplace. He was, you know, and
Esther and I was helping him with husking corn one time. We were in the crib. See, they didn't have a carrier on there, so that he would hand the boxes to us, Walter, and we'd have to dump them then. And one time I said to him, "For God's sake, why don't you change your underwear, Mike?" I said, "You stink like a boar pig already."
and so
I
that's
can't smell none. I said, "No." I said, "You said the damn dirty pig anyway." I said, "That's why you don't smell
and they'd
nothing."
go to dances. They'd always, invariably, the Malik boys would get into a fight. They would get into a fight. Well, if they didn't start it, they
These
should
ones were
finish it.
started, and little Elmer had to finish it then. Elmer had to fight it out then. I always felt sorry for
And they'd
Elmer
have this
that way.
pony of beer or quarter barrel, no,
Quarter barrel.
eighth is a pony and quarter barrel in the back of their car. You know, now you can't have an open cab, and they would be on tap in the back seat. Yeah, that was.
Who is Chippy?
That was
Chippy, that was
Walter.
Walter.
That's who they call like
That was the pig.
These are Grandpa's brothers now?
Yeah, those are brothers. You see, Dad was the oldest, and then there was Fern. Well, there were three older ones that died, a girl and two boys, and then there was Dad and Fern, and then Walter, and Earl, and Elmer, Sam, and Esther. Esther was the baby. Talking about mountain boys, when I was working an election this year, there was a young Malueg boy came in, and then when he came back, I said, "You said you were Malueg." I said, "Which Malueg do you brought you?" I used to be a Malueg. And he said, and he told me who he belonged to. It was over there in Marion, his dad, the one that rich Malueg, you know. And then he said, "Which one of the Maleeks did you belong to? Were you did you belong to the mountain Maleek?" Or and then he had, you know, about 3 dozen. I came to the mountain boys. And Elaine always hated that when they referred, but it didn't make any difference to me, you know. But and I said, really, in reality, they were just born too soon, because now, how many times do you see young teenagers running like this? You buy this clothes that's all shop pieces.
The worst mountain boy.
And that's how they ran.
Remember that time when we went to get my glasses? I had my eyes exam or something, and Chip went along with us, and he was so full of manure. And the eye doctor asked me, Dr. Abbott asked me, says, "Is he was in relation to me?" I said, "No, he's no relation at all."
I remember that one
Well, I
time.
didn't blame her one bit because he was so damn dirty, but he had to drive the car because I wasn't driving at that time then.
I remember that one time they said that this Cliff, Violet Cliff, one of the Cliff boys at least, they were kind of smart guys. And he was sitting next to the bar stool, and Hubert's next to Elmer. And Elmer said something smart, you know, about how he was dressed or something like that. And Elmer, not slow, he just backhanded him one, and off the bar stool he went. He was strong. He was just.
And he had a little hand for
And he was quick.
Yeah, he was great. And he could never tell time. He just told time by the sun. Now, if the sun was now, he was off. And I don't think he could count money either, could he?
I don't think he counted together. He knew what each part was,
Yeah,
you know,
but
but
he
he couldn't count it together.
But they were tough, rough and tough, but really downhearted. They were good-hearted.
Oh, no.
They were very good-hearted. And I always remember, like Earl, he would lay in the kitchen. The refrigerator was over there, and then he would lay there on the floor after supper, and you'd count with this hand. That was his drum, and this hand he would be playing his mouth organ. He'd lay there, play like that.
Want to tell us how your grandpa Malik used to lay in bed with you and make little...
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, you know that Mike is a big man, and Ronnie Malik. You guys all know Ronnie Malik. Ronnie Malik kind of reminds me of my grandpa. Only Ronnie Malik walked more straight. I mean, Grandpa walked more straight than Ronnie does. He carried himself very erect. And so I always thought of him almost like a giant of a man. But then, when we would lay down, couldn't have been just minutes through. Maybe it was when we
Yeah,
minutes
every afternoon he
minutes
would lay
through.
down
See,
in
that's
bed.
at noon when we all took a rest after dinner. But there were shadows, so then he would lay there with his hands. He'd make these, like ducks and stuff like that. And here's this great big man making these little
Ducks and rabbit heads.
Yeah. Kid
dogs
made
and
games
all
with
He
that
used to
stuff.
take a hanky too, and you hold it.
Fleetamos.
You take little peaks, it comes to a peak, and then you roll these two together, and then you flip them out, and there were twins in it, and you rock them.
Yeah. He did all these little, and you wouldn't think of a big man doing these
Yeah, they
things.
do that all for these. Her and Lloyd, they always crawled on the bed when he'd go on in bed, they had to be right by him. And Fernand's kids, they would dare to come near him.
That was always Putta.
And he never touched my kids or never scolded my kids at any time. And them kids got slapped so
Well,
much.
he
it wasn't
shaved
even
me once. I remember that because he had his chair, his rocking chair, sitting there right by that door, where the high porch was. And he always threw his matches. He'd smoke and he'd throw his matches out there. And then I was sitting in this rocker and I was going like this. And we didn't have shorts or dress, slack. I had a dress on. I was sitting rocking. He said to me, "How old are you now?" And I can't remember how old I was. I wasn't just too old, but I was, real young enough.
because we moved out of there when you were 7.
Oh no, we were gone already from there. Maybe 9 years old, and he said, "Well, then don't you think it's about time you sit up like a lady?" I will never forget that as long as I live.
You want to tell us about the time you went hunting and brought back his toe?
Oh, he wasn't hunting. He just went for a walk, and he always took his gun along when he went for a walk. Always. He had a shotgun along with him. And he met, what the heck was his name? Gus Schultz. I guess Gus was getting his cows, and he stopped and talked to him. All of a sudden, he said he heard something, and he said he couldn't figure out what happened. And then Gus says, "Well, your gun went off." He picked up his gun and he looked. Was nothing there though. Then he took his rubber off and his toe was just dangling. The middle toe. Shot there right off the feet there. There was just a little bit of skin hanging. He says, I took my dull jackknife and I cut the rest of it off. Then he put it in his pocket and then he come home and he says to Grandma, he says, "I got something for you." She says, "Yeah, what you got?" "Well, you got an old bug or something." And she goes, "No, it wasn't a bug." He threw it on her lap and she got scared. She didn't know what it was. She just shook it off and laughed quick. And then he says, "Well, he says, that ain't going to bite you." And then she said, "Well, what was that then?" Well, he said, "That was my toe." And then he showed her. He took his rubber off. He never wore stockings. He just wearing his rubbers out and show her that the toe was up between them.
Tell him how
He never went to a doctor with that.
Tell him how he used to dance with you then. How did he prevent infection from getting in there?
Dog, he was lifted on. Every time he came and rubber off, the dog would lick that toe. It didn't take no time, it was healed.
I heard dogs do that.
Yeah.
Dogs do that themselves.
I heard that.
That's the water from the dog. He says that's healing.
Tell him about how he danced with you. How he danced with you.
Two-step with me.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't get along with him for a while, but I used to dance with Gus. I liked to dance with Gus. I couldn't get along with Gus.
But the whole floor shook, you said, when he danced.
Yeah, when he danced, the floor would just vibrate.
You want to tell us about the barn dances you had down top of that tree?
Oh, they had them from the time I got
That's where they had their wedding dance.
Sure, we got married up there, or we had our wedding dance up there up in the greenery. And we had a barn dance every Saturday night after that. Always had a big crowd there.
That's where your dad learned how to dance, he said.
Yeah.
In tennis shoes. That's what he said. My husband.
Oh, your husband, yeah, because
No, not your dad. My dad. No.
I hit him on the floor and he'd stand there like a rock.
Well, tell them how Dad used to always have you dance with different guys, put them onto you that they should ask you to dance.
Yeah, when we'd go out someplace, he never danced, but he always tells truth that I had a good time. So one time then, Alma and Lester and Ed and I, we went to Dell's, and we met two guys. These guys wanted to know if we were married. No, we weren't married.
Who said that? You or he?
We both did. Alma said it, and I did too.
Oh,
but we weren't married. So then we danced and had a good time. And then after a while, then Lester got jealous. He come and sat down by Alma. I said, that damn fool. I said, he had to spoil everything. So then, about a couple of weeks later, then we was down in Caroline. And then I met that one of them again. And he says, gee, he said, do you go out quite a bit? I said, oh, sure. I says, why shouldn't I? I says, I'm single. I might as well go and have a good time. So we danced some more, and then after a while, he got kind of smart with me, and I says, yeah, I says, I think I better go home and check on my kids. He said, I thought you said you weren't married. I said, that's what I said.
You want to tell us about how many pounds of peanuts these guys would go through?
Oh, God, that peanut deal. We had a 50-pound flour bag full of peanuts for $2 for Christmas. That was just Ed's and mine.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, the peanuts were getting, the bag was getting emptier and emptier, and I thought, well, gee, who in the heck is eating them peanuts? Can't see mice carrying them out because they were tied shut and everything. So then we found Chippy was in them, Walter. And then when he chewed peanuts, he had both cheeks full. He stuffed and just chewed. He wouldn't swallow. So then Lloyd said he was just like Chipmunk. And after that, he got the name of Chippy. Because he would eat that chipmunk.
Like when we popped popcorn, we had this great big long table. That table was about from that rug to at the end of Mike's
Well,
turn.
13 people always at the table.
And then we would sit at the table, and they would have these great big skillets, things like that. They pop that popcorn, and they just dump it on the table, right in front of you.
One pan after the other.
We didn't have dishes. We didn't have
She
one.
wiped the tablecloth, and then she put it on the table, and we just ate it.
And I always remember when Lester first was going with Clarence, I always remember that well. It's so neat. He would sit there and make believe he was the thrashing machine while he was throwing his cord into his mouth. Clarence did it?
Well, he had a thresher's horn too, you know, a whistle. And when he'd come, we could always hear him from a long ways, and he was blowing that whistle. And we knew that Clarence would come and see us.
You asked, before you asked something, I remember somebody was going to ask Mom. I forgot what it was.
From New London.
Where what?
Flour from New London.
No, that was
That I didn't know anything about. That's just what they told me that they had.
The one thing I remember about Grandpa Malueg, my sister Pat, he got mad at us and had Hal come on and he started shaking.
First he'd go like this.
Oh.
Head would go up and finger.
Yeah, we knew.
We knew.
Yep. That was
When
at
he was
12
listening
o'clock.
to the radio.
12 o'clock on the radio.
Parkman.
And every giggle and laugh.
Gotta hear the news.
And that radio was so good because back then it was just posters and it was like boring, boring, and the more we would giggle, the louder he.
Oh, yeah, the band.
And when Gabriel Eater would come on, then we have to all sit down and have to listen to that too.
Oh.
There was a guy who had moved.
But it had, it was like a round, and it was, well, sweat, you could see it had a sweat ring, and it had a sweat ring where you was sweated.
Should have saved it half it and worked for money.
I remember when I was like a freshman in high school, then Jack Armstrong was on, and then we had only 2 buses on the route. First we only had 1 bus, so sometimes our bus would be late. And man, we was late. At 5 o'clock, we weren't home yet by 5 o'clock. Jack Armstrong was on. You know, we really, I don't know if you guys even heard of Jack Armstrong, did you? None of you did, but Jack Armstrong was a big thing at that time. And then The Shadow was on Sunday nights always.
And that one that Preston, Sergeant Preston.
In the Yukon?
And
Oh, I just like listening to him.
That I remember.
Andy and Amos. Amos and Andy.
Yeah.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Yeah.
What did you do before radio? Radio's on Grandma. When you were little.
Well,
At work all the time.
we always had a radio most of the time, but we never had TV.
Because we had radio, I remember when they had it
The
grab
first radio we had was with a tube, a horn, you know.
This is what your mom and dad or
You
your mom?
never could get anything during the daytime. But you go out and do chores, and you could hear the music outside on the line. Then you go in and turn it on, and you could hear it.
But didn't they have Heine and the Grenadiers too at noon when we listened to that sometimes?
Oh,
We didn't have much.
But did you read a lot back then? I mean, you said Grandma like true stories, but did you read like, say, the Bible together or books or?
I didn't know what a Bible was.
Never had a
What did you do then at night though? Or you
Yeah, about the curtains.
The naughtiest kid. That's
Yeah, who was the naughtiest kid?
That one day was, he almost drove me batty. I think we watched that day.
Yeah, you were watching.
And I came up from the basement, and he was in,
No, I came down and told you that he had lit the fire, he had lit the curtains in it.
no, not the curtains then.
Yeah, he lit the curtains in that room.
Not that day.
Oh, that was different.
That was Earl's fault. Earl always lit his match up against the windowsill, and he thought he could do that too, and that's when he lit the match. Then he come running out, fire, fire, help! So Grandma just had washed the potatoes in the kettle, and she takes the dishpan of water, and she takes it in the bedroom and shoots it into the window and then on my nice quilt, and then the quilt was burning and everything else.
But that was the same day when he did all those other fires, wasn't it?
Wasn't it that day?
Wasn't he sort of drunk? Did he
The day when he was, I think we was washing that
Oh,
day,
he was
and I
just a little
came out,
kid.
and I says, "Where's Lloyd again?" Nobody knew where he was, so I looked out in the back, and here he was in Walter's car. He had taken some paper in there, and he was in put paper in the car.
The window.
Well, I got that cleaned out. In the meantime, he went down to the
Well, he had got
smokehouse.
the toilet first. He was
No, first he went to the smokehouse.
Boy, we remember different
And
stories.
then I got there, and I put that out, and then he got away on me again, and then he was in the toilet. He was burning the paper in
But
there.
I reported
When
some
I
of those.
caught him in the toilet, then he got it though.
I came and told you on some of those. I
Yeah, I
remember
think
that.
you did with one of them.
So-
Maybe you told me about the card. I don't know.
Tell him about the time he was making garden down by Grandpa's when he
Well, he wasn't making garden. We were hoeing.
hoeing with his wife.
Yeah.
That's the time you got in the mood?
Everything was up so nice, and we were.
That's the
Grandma and I
mood.
went out
Here.
to the hole.
Who got in the moonshine?
Oh,
Here. No, no, not here.
No, here.
They always had beer on tap.
Homebrew. They brought some
Lloyd Malik.
sour beer back, see, and then they drink that.
It was in the
back, and
what's
they
called now?
clean it up.
Milk house.
So
Well, how's
he was,
that
he
change
was 5 years
compared to
old
like
then,
here now?
and
A lot
he comes
stronger,
staggering up to the
or?
field there, to the garden, and
Bitter.
looked, ain't the goddamn beans up yet? I says, "I'll goddamn beans you," and I jerked them through the fence, and I rammed them or laid them inside the wire fence, and I said, "You stay there now until we go home." He fell asleep, and he was pretty well sobered out by the time we got through hoeing. Oh, I was mad. That's why I said, after a while, you know, when he got so sick, then he says, the doctor told him, either you quit drinking and you quit smoking if you want to live, otherwise he says you ain't going to live long. Well, he says, what choice did I have? I had to quit drinking because I couldn't, and I had to quit smoking. So then a couple of years later, when he went back to work again, then the boys had a party, and they said, "Well, Lloyd, come on, join us." Hell no, he says, I drank from 5 till 55, and he says, now you girl guys take over from there.
You got to catch up first. He said, you got to catch up.
No, he says, you take over from there.
He said too, you got to catch up from now.
He says, I've had it. And you know that he don't even, well, he does drink some soda, but very little too. He don't drink hardly anything else. Beer, he says, if he take a wine or something, like even in church like that, he said, just burns all the way down.
I remember one time too when the bridge was out in Caroline, and he and Pete, they used to travel together, and they were both like that. Neither one had a care in the world, and then they would go to the restaurants in like Clinton, and then they'd make believe they were monkeys. They'd go to the restaurants like that. People would think, you know, they
We're old monkeys.
They were squirrels. Now, well, anyway, then they bought this pony of beer, and they had it in Caroline, so they were to give Lloyd a drink. They made sure they wanted to, and then here, we were in bed already, and they came up, and they set the beer on the front lawn, opened it up, it was empty. Carried her all the way up there.
Well, tell them about Lloyd and Ray Peterman and the siren about the women and their Joel.
Oh yeah, that's when they were dating up there in Bowler. Ray was dating Steele, and Lloyd had a Radoon girl, and I don't know, they all had different girls. Well, anyway, Raymond Peterman would always steal gas from his dad, and then there was not a Drager, Leslie Vacky in town. He would get his dad's car, and then they would put the gas from that Raymond stole and put it into his dad's car. Then they'd go up to Bowler, and then they'd have a siren on there, and then when they get to the long woods, then they said they'd blow this whistle. And they said that was so that women and old women and old women, the men could hide their women and their women and their children before guys from Caroline came.
That I never heard.
Oh yeah, remember when we roasted Ray Peterman? I mentioned that. That was true that they did that. And one time too, they had this Radke. They needed oil in the car, so there was some oil sitting in the garage, in this Radke garage, and a mouse had fallen in there. They didn't realize it, so they put that oil in the car, and they would, when it heated up, they said they could hardly stand it in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandma, do you remember the first time you got drunk?
Can't remember the first time, but I think
Tell us when you remember.
I can remember the time when I said to when what's her name, Esther's daughter got married, Marilyn. I said I'm going to get drunk tonight. By God, if I have to fall home on hands and knees. And after supper, we all went in the tavern. I didn't have any idea, you know, drinking. Glenn took me and he was going to buy me a beer. Well, the whole relation was in there. All the whiskeys and all them, they was all in there. Boy, the drinks was coming right and left. I had sometimes as high as 3 and 4 standing in the car in front of me. And then I better slow down a little bit now. I can't keep up. So I drank, I think I had 12 of them in a row. Then I went, and Glenn says, let's go dance now. The music is playing. So I went in there and we danced. And then we went down hand in hand, and then we went requested a song. And Glenn's wife see that. She got so mad, and she thought it was me. I was to blame for that. Glenn was the one that was supposed to me on. And then she went and got the key, went home over to Esther's. Esther said, I don't know how she got her purse out of my cedar chest because I had it locked. And she knew where the key was or what, I don't know. But anyway, she got her purse out of there and went back to Green Lake and left Glenn sit.
She never did like you after that, did she?
She couldn't stand the sight of me after that. And then later on, though, then she was pretty friendly again. She talked to me. Glenn was pretty sick by that time. She knew he wouldn't go too far.
Because she went to church with us for one of those Wusky boys.
Yeah.
And I remember she said, Esther said she didn't have any change. She said all she had was a 10, a 5, or whatever it was. I supposed to go in. Gladys Wickman sat back of us. She said she didn't know who had told her that, but she had to just laugh because I guess Esther don't give that much in church.
Well, Esther didn't have change. Oh,
Yeah, all she had was a 10 or a 5. I can't remember which she said it. But then Lenore gave her $1.
Tell us about the time you put the Model T or A down in that hollow there by across from Hunter Grunewald.
Oops, sorry, Shell.
Yeah, when we rolled back there when we were trying to make a sheep for my grandma.
oh, we didn't roll her down. She went down by herself. I said when we were going around the corner, I says, watch out. I says, we're sliding. We're not going to make it. And we kept right on sliding and sliding until we just shot around and down went sideways down in there.
Backwards we had to be.
Well, we started out, but we got on the side. We hit a rock and a stump. And then it stopped. If we went way down to the bottom, who knows what would have happened. We didn't go down too far, maybe about maybe 10 feet or so. But nobody got hurt.
Oh yes, I got a little scratch on her.
She had her chin on
Still had a scar.
See, that's when the boys always used our car for beer. And then there was a nail sticking up, and she got caught on that nail.
That's the only casualty.
Everything was okay.
How did they get you out of there then again?
Well, then the next morning, we walked out. We got Rob Grunewald come with a lantern, and he led us way up to past Krieger's, and then we went cross-sides across the field because it was so slippery you couldn't walk on the road. And then he said, well, now you'll make it, maybe. Yeah, I said, I think we could make it. And I was carrying Lloyd because I had him in a big shawl, you know, and then on the icy road, that wasn't so easy either. So next morning, then Dad got up and he went to Liepman's, and he got Liepman with his team, and they pulled it out. And when they brought it on the yard, I just shook. I couldn't stand the sight of that.
And all those
And every time,
wheel.
yeah, they broke a wheel, that's all. And every time we would drive someplace with a car, and it would go a little bit side like that, I would just brake, both feet, even if I wasn't driving.
Those days was
And that would have been a whole year that I did that.
to stand
going to tell us then about the time you quit driving because the one guy down by Leitman's was jumping around in front of you?
The elbow and but I didn't want to run Albert.
Yeah. You stopped driving for a few years?
Yeah, I was just learning to drive then. And I drove out of Leitman's yard, and Albert was out there in the driveway. I turned that way, he hopped over that way. I turned this way, he hopped over that way. I stopped and I said, God damn it, get out of the road so I can get by here. I said, otherwise I'll run you down. Then get out of the road. So I was mad at him because, I didn't want to hit him, and yet he was just always right in front of the car. Where I would leave that where he hopped to.
Do you remember any sleigh rides or anything you guys took when you were young or when you were first married? Or
Down the hill in front of our place.
Made us kids stay home so they could go sleigh riding.
We would go sleigh riding, and then I went too. Mom was in the house, and she said, oh, you don't, my God, you don't go out there. I said, I'm going to go out there too and slide a while. So I got on the little sleigh, and I don't know what happened, but anyway, I fell off, and I hit the road with my head. I thought sure I had knocked my brains out, because I could see stars.
That was really good sliding. Then we would go way up to Emil Krieger's
Right
Hill.
straight down.
And then we would go around those corners and we'd end up on the bridge. Almost on the bridge. And there weren't many cars, hardly any at night. They didn't come out. And then I remember then there were so many people who wanted to go sleigh riding, but there weren't many sleds. So then Wally grew up said, well, we got a bobsled. And I said, well, I'll go along with you and get it. So here we come.
Well, we had our own bobsled.
No, we didn't use it though. Then he went home and got that bobsled, and then we got on Emil Krieger's. Here we come, boom, that's how the bob's good. Like that. And man, and all I tell you, we went and got it, we could hardly get a ride. So then they even put an extension on it so they could get more of them on. But that was really fun.
Then they hook little sleighs on behind that, yeah. That's where I was on the little sleigh, and then I rolled off. I don't know what happened. When I went to bed, and Mom says, what happened? I said, I fell off the sleigh. She said, next time you'll have brains enough not to go.
And it was so nice and moonlight. That was really good.
It was all nice and light.
maybe Mom should tell us about the time she went sleigh riding with the sleigh behind the car.
Bargaining. Yeah, that was when I was going with Earl, and Marion was going with Bob Warden, and then Francis Heisey went with Gross Cafe. She went with us too. And Bob Warden and I were on the toboggan. It was Earl's toboggan, and he was driving the car, and Francis and Marion were in the car. And we got down here by Bill Durkee's. Not over there, by Bill Durkee's. You know where that corner is coming from the Ed Malbert's by Bill Durkee's?
And the Ronda.
Yeah, but we were going to turn towards Caroline. And, toboggan was the steer. The car went, and our toboggan was just going right, and there was a great big tree there. And
With a big maple or elm.
I don't know what it was, but that tree. And I'll tell you, I don't know how close we came to hitting that. I often think, when this Jim Otterman, that's how they got into the accident, too. That could have been curtain step day for us.
Somebody blocked the road.
So I always tell everybody, never put a toboggan behind a sled. I mean, a car like that. Never. Well, then we used to go tobogganing over there across from our house, too. And then, didn't we drive over somebody once going down tobogganing? Did Anita fall off? Well, Elaine went tobogganing when she was carrying Curtis. I know that.
Oh, my God.
And, Curtis, he wants something wrong with him, I guess. Nita, I think that was Nita. We hooked two toboggans together. That's not what we hooked two of them together. And then we rolled off the first one, and the second one came over, and Nita wasn't big, you know that. You kids remember Nita. But the lucky thing was that was soft. The ground was soft.
Tell us how you and Esther went roller skating.
Ethel. Ethel and I were learning how to roller skate. So we went upstairs by Rob's and Ethel, and Rob was sitting downstairs listening to the radio, and the room was right above him, and we had these roller skates, and we go, well, that room was maybe as big as this, so boom, it was all above his head. So we thought we were good enough now, we could go to Caroline. So, and Lloyd was real good at and Lloyd's dad was real good at roller skating, so here we go, then we're going to roller skate. And then we weren't really so good, John. help us. And you know, Jessie was so tiny, and she was between Mutt and Jeff. But we stayed up. It was enough that we could stay up. But boy, we were really hot shots when we could roller skate.
Tell us about that when you got puke in your shoe, Mom.
Oh, yeah, that was one time. We went on Saturday night, and then Lloyd and Marion and Lloyd's girlfriend, they went to Opal's bar at Clintonville. I don't know where else they went, but I know they were going out, but I stayed home that night. And then it was Monday morning, we were going to work, and I know they had come in quite earlier in the morning. And then I got into my shoe, and my God, it was so wet. And here Marion had puked in my shoe. Oh, it just about killed her. Did she get up then? I'll tell you, because I was really screaming and hollering up there. Then I remember too one time, and Lloyd we'd come home, and he threw his clothes down, and then something about the curtain. And I said, well, you should straighten out the curtain. And he straightened it out, and afterward he just messed her all up. He said, you don't have to think I've heard a lot. Believe. Then he went to bed.
But he always hung up his lady's clothes, his pants, he'd fold them up and put them across the railing. Never threw them on the floor.
Grandma, of the three girls, which one gave you the most trouble?
I don't know about the trouble.
Which one was
That's on the grounds of the Absolutely right. That's right, Shirley.
You want to ask him to leave, Grandma?
Tell us the
Like
truth.
I say, ask him to leave.
Elaine was probably her best. Was that right?
No, and